Fighting continues to intensify in the Russia-Ukraine war. In recent months, Ukraine's defensive operations, especially in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, have significantly slowed the advance of Russian forces. Russia continues to use armored vehicles equipped with electronic warfare systems and intense infantry attacks to maintain its superiority in the region. Effective drone technologies developed by the Ukrainian army have largely frustrated this Russian strategy. In particular, the so-called Night Doctor night bombing drones and kamikaze drones have neutralized more than 50 armored vehicles and artillery systems in the past week alone. The latest intense clashes took place near the village of Yasna Polyana in Donetsk. According to the Ukrainian General Staff, 18 armored vehicles were destroyed, and more than 200 Russian infantrymen were neutralized during this operation. Although Russian forces are working hard to overcome these effective Ukrainian defenses, Ukraine's innovative technologies and strategic acumen on the ground continue to tip the balance. So what is happening in these conflict zones? And how are Ukraine's drone tactics neutralizing the Russian military's movements? In this video, we will witness these crucial moments of the Russian-Ukrainian war and the realities on the ground. The Magyar Bird's drones have an advantage in the field by being prepared against electronic warfare systems. In a recent operation, a Russian armored personnel carrier was stopped by an effective drone attack. Even the electronic warfare system on the vehicle could not prevent this attack. After the attack, the Russian infantrymen quickly got out of the vehicle in a great panic. Another Russian armored vehicle appears on the horizon. The main task of Ukrainian drone operators at this point is to decisively prevent Russian forces from reaching Ukrainian positions. The Russians begin to deploy their infantry in the middle of the terrain, advancing under the protection of electronic warfare systems. At this very moment, a Ukrainian kamikaze drone locks onto the target and strikes the armored vehicle with a direct hit. After the attack, the armored personnel carrier quickly bursts into flames. Even the electronic warfare system is insufficient to prevent this destruction. The destruction caused by the bombs dropped on Russian infantry fleeing into the forest is clearly visible. The Ukrainian bomber drone, known as the Night Doctor, which operates exclusively at night, neutralizes between 40 and 60 Russian soldiers every night. Russian soldiers may still be hoping to return home safely from the war in Ukraine, but they need to realize that for many of them, this war is a journey of no return. Russian forces are attempting an advance towards Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian artillery opens fire to stop this attack, but the first shots miss their target. Kamikaze drone pilots move quickly to take advantage of this. Although the armored personnel carrier has an electronic warfare system on its roof, this time it is not enough to save it. A single kamikaze drone effectively targets the carrier, engulfing it in flames and taking out one of the key points of the enemy attack. A kamikaze drone, this time targeting a Russian infantry fighting vehicle. Although the infantry vehicle is equipped with an electronic warfare system on its roof, it cannot save it from impending disaster. The drone hits the target with accuracy, but not enough destruction. Footage from the reconnaissance drone shows that the vehicle is not yet completely disabled. This time, a second drone comes into action. The footage clearly shows two Russian armored personnel carriers in flames, a journey of no return for Russian soldiers. An armored vehicle advancing towards Ukrainian positions is remarkably equipped with an electronic warfare system. Still, the fate of such equipment on Ukrainian territory remains the same. Nothing can save them from impending destruction. An armored vehicle carrying infantry was targeted by a Ukrainian kamikaze drone. This time, the electronic warfare system on the roof of the vehicle was rendered useless. A single hit from the drone is enough to completely disable the armored vehicle. After the explosion, the vehicle remains motionless next to another armored vehicle in flames. Meanwhile, a Russian armored vehicle with a large electronic warfare system on its roof appears in the open. The kamikaze drone pilot attacks the armored vehicle, focusing on his target, and within seconds the vehicle is engulfed in intense flames. The electronic warfare system also fails to stop this attack. At the same time, Ukrainian pilots spot a stationary Russian armored vehicle. It is not known why the vehicle stopped. Perhaps the crew refused to continue the attack and abandoned the vehicle and fled.
The drone operators move quickly to neutralize this immobilized vehicle.
The reconnaissance drone detects that the target has not been completely destroyed. The Night Doctor is then activated. The drone drops several bombs on the target, completely destroying the armor. The footage from the aftermath of the attack clearly shows the armored vehicle burned and disabled by the Night Doctor's intervention. For Ukrainian pilots, the work is not limited to daytime operations. They continue to neutralize enemy forces at night. The drone sneaks up on a Russian artillery gun and hits the barrel with a precision shot. Images from the reconnaissance drone show a large hole in the barrel of the gun. This hole confirms that the gun has now completely lost its ability to fire. Another Russian artillery gun is among the targets of the night pilots. This weapon is also neutralized by a precise intervention. A final check confirms the hole in the gun's barrel. The weapon is now irreversibly disabled. It should be emphasized that all these operations took place in just one night. Ukrainian Magyar Birds pilots successfully detected and neutralized 8 artillery guns. Until morning, the Russians will have to face destroyed artillery barrels and unusable heavy weapons. In the meantime, a Russian truck on night patrol was stopped. Now, a Ukrainian drone operator is moving in to destroy it completely. Such operations once again demonstrate Ukraine's technological superiority on the battlefield. A Russian Bukhanka vehicle, specially modified to transport Russian infantry, is precisely targeted and shot down by a Ukrainian drone and soon bursts into flames. Emerging from the ambush, the Russian soldiers are forced to retreat quickly and search for safe territory. Another Bukhanka vehicle of this type also becomes the target of a Ukrainian kamikaze drone. The drone ensures that the vehicle is hit with pinpoint accuracy, destroying it completely. Meanwhile, Russian soldiers open fire in a desperate attempt to shoot down the drone, but the attempt fails and the vehicle goes up in flames. Recent operations have demonstrated Ukraine's outstanding efforts to protect its defense lines. In particular, the precision and effectiveness of the Magyar Birds unit on the ground was decisive in halting the enemy's advance. These operations in and around Donetsk severely weakened the logistical capacities and combat strategies of Russian troops. This success of the Ukrainian army on the ground is not only a military superiority, but also a clear message to the enemy. It will not be easy to advance on this territory. The armored vehicles destroyed in recent weeks, the artillery systems neutralized, and the efforts of Russian troops to withdraw are a tangible demonstration of Ukraine's resolve. This struggle is likely to continue until the end of hostilities. But every victory today is a step forward towards a safer Ukraine of tomorrow. In our next reports, we will continue to bring you new developments on the ground. Stay tuned for more updates on Ukraine's struggle.